Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. Mateo Kovacic is on his way to Chelsea. Is that good for the Blues? What will they be getting? How can he make his impact in England? And will he under Sarri? Don't worry, here at the interviews, we've got you covered. So on this edition of the interviews, we're going to break down how Mateo Kovacic will fit in at Chelsea. So Mateo Kovacic is on his way to Chelsea, and when we break it down, the three things we're going to talk about in this video is 1, what are his strengths, 2, what are his weaknesses, and 3, how can he help Chelsea and how can he help them push forward and have a good campaign, possibly finish in the top 4 or more. When we do break it down, we have to look at what Kovacic did for Real Madrid. He often played in a midfield too. He played a lot last season, more so during the February-March span, and towards the end of the season, they didn't have the league to play for. There was a time when Kroos and Modric were injured at the same time. We saw him step into midfield. We saw what he's good at. Obviously, we could look back to his time at Inter, but that doesn't really give us a full story. This is the role he played under Zidane at Real Madrid. And can he help Chelsea? Well, when we look at his strengths, we have to say he played in more of a 4-2-2-2. That's what Real Madrid did. We think about him playing with Casemiro most of the time, or Toni Kroos in midfield. What does Mateo Kovacic offer? When we think about it, he's a very patient and reliable passer. He strings passes together, more so 5 to 10 yards apart, not really more of the adventurous passer, doesn't always look to go forward, doesn't look to play those diagonal balls. He sits in midfield. The games that he did play, some of them were of major significance. You think about the second leg against the PSG, think about the second leg against Bayern Munich. He stepped into those roles. He played against Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby. We think about those games and we think, what did Kovacic offer? Well, 1, with Casemiro against PSG, we often saw him like to push forward. They did sit more deeper in a midfield bank. The reason why he's able to get forward and press in that situation is based on the fact that Real Madrid were so compact. We saw him push forward often to press Rabiot or to press Verratti, whoever was on that side. And when he did, the fact was that even if he did push forward and the ball was bypassed and there was a runner in behind, the Real Madrid defense, one defender would step forward, a fullback would step forward, Casemiro would step into the challenge. That is key. What he also does very well is the fact that he shifts over. He provides coverage for the wider player and the fullback to ensure that no one is overloaded down those flanks, that there's enough cover to ensure that there is no advantage for the opposition. We see him covering Marcelo a lot. We see him covering Carvajal, sliding into those positions. He did end up getting booked in that PSG game. Di Maria broke free. He had to come across. He's not scared to make a tackle. Mateo Kovacic in a nutshell. He can't drop deeper. Often you think of him as a dribbler. You think about games against lesser sides like Girona. He does like to get forward. He does like to play. When he does play the penetrative pass, he does like to play the 1-2, the wall pass, play it into the forward, try to get the ball back on the layoff and push forward. But often in Madrid, he didn't really have to do that. They had 4 attackers ahead of him. His role was to sit a bit deeper to ensure that they weren't bypassing midfield, to ensure that they have control. You think about Kovacic, why can he start for Real Madrid? Well, they have 2 of the best midfielders in the world. Why can he start for the national team? Well, one of the best midfielders in the world that are with him on Real Madrid and Ivan Rakitic are ahead of him. That is why he can't get into the side. So we haven't really gotten to see the best out of him. He's still very young, hasn't reached his peak years yet, has at least a decade of football left if he doesn't sustain any major injury. So when you think about that, you think about his role at Madrid, you have to feel like there's more. He doesn't really float around like Modric or Kroos, where they'll drift into these pockets of spaces, move out wide to get on the ball. He sits in the center circle, which sometimes makes him very easy to mark, because when, per se, Kroos has the ball, he doesn't really move out into positions where he could get it. He sits here, markers there. He'll move out there. He likes to operate around the center circle, doesn't really like to get forward as much. Perhaps it's because he didn't have a natural holding midfielder in there when they played against the lesser sides. It was Cruz who can get bypassed. Modric could get bypassed as well, so that could be the case. But that was his role at Madrid. What also good about Kovacic is the fact that he's able to retain possession despite pressure being placed on him. Markers like to press him. He's able to hold them off. He's able to play out the balls out wide. Sometimes he gets stuck into pressing traps, which doesn't really help him in that case. He does work hard on the defensive end as well. You could think about a time when against PSG, sitting in the midfield too, he's bypassed in midfield. Rabiot finds Verratti. He runs back and ensures that he gets that tackle in and breaks that play up. You think about a game against Bayern Munich in the second leg of the Champions League semifinal. You have Lewandowski winning the ball out wide. He wins it, drives a bit forward. What happens? Kovacic comes across to stop that. You think about against Atletico Madrid, Griezmann breaking down the right from a deeper position. It's Kovacic who follows him pound for pound, shrugs him off the ball, turns forward, recycles possession, ensures that Madrid build forward. Mateo Kovacic doesn't offer that much going forward. That could be the problem. But if he's just a bit more adventurous, you feel like he can have an impact in that Girona game. He does play the first pass that leads to a great move by Madrid. He steps forward. They have the midfield bank there. He plays a pass into Vasquez, who finds Benzema, who then finds Ronaldo. It's his first pass that breaks the lines and allows Madrid to push forward. You think about against Bayern Munich in that second leg when they went down early. It's Kovacic who steps forward, often doesn't play the diagonal ball, likes to just keep it safe and tidy, plays it forward to Marcelo. He gets the ball, delivers a cross into the box. That leads to the goal for Benzema. What role can he play at Chelsea? Well, you have to think about Chelsea's options right now. They're going to play in a 4-3-3. You're going to have Jorginho sitting deeper. Does he play as the box-to-box midfielder? You highly doubt it. That's probably going to be the engine in N'Golo Kanté driving forward, looking to carry the ball, playing that Alan role. The last role left is the highest one, the one that Hamsik used to play. Can Kovacic play there? Can we unleash more creativity out of them? Because right now he's not a creative fulcrum. He's not a natural number 10. He's not a goal scorer. You can't rely on him for goals. And with Maurizio Sarri's system, the way that we've been seeing it, the wide player on the right tucks in. It's probably going to run through Hazard. Who's going to score the goals up front? Giroud, Morata, Batshuayi. It's uncertain. Up front, goals are not a given for Chelsea. Up here in number 10, they're going to need someone who could create. Is Fabregas going to play there? He's able to play that final ball. Are they going to rely on Barkley's dribbling? With the fact that they're bringing Kovacic from Madrid to Chelsea, you have to think that he's going to start. What can he do? Can he slide that final pass in? He always tries to when he's at Madrid, tries to play that wall pass, but that's where he probably will fit in. He's tidy in possession. Like I said, he'll like to spread it wide to Hazard. There will be passing combinations. The one thing also is that obviously Jorginho won't be overrun because, like I said, Kovacic likes to drop back deeper. He likes to recover his position. At times, you'll probably see him sit a bit deeper to Jorginho. And then you have the engine of N'Golo Kanté, who has the work rate to go up and down the field as well. So in that sense, Chelsea won't have to worry about what happened to them against Manchester City, where Barkley and Fabregas were caught a bit too high. And again, like I said, if he likes to press, so he's going to press forward, which helps Sarri because that's what Sarri wants. Kanté likes to press forward. If they press forward, the back four, and we're going to see it, that's going to have to happen. The back four is going to have to press forward. If not, they're going to have to sit a bit deeper. But when you think about it as a whole, his strengths, Mateo Kovacic, tidy, reliable passer, works hard, can tackle, can play his role to a T. But the weaknesses, when we think about the weaknesses for Mateo Kovacic, it has to be the fact that obviously he's not a goal-scoring threat. Can he be a creative fulcrum in a higher role? He won't displace N'Golo Kanté if healthy. He's not going to be sit a bit deeper. So where can he play in that midfield? Can he contribute to goals? They're going to need that. When we've seen him at Real Madrid be a bit more adventurous, play those sideways passes into the wider areas quick enough. When he plays passes forward and likes to dribble forward because he can evade challenges, he can hold them off, but he's a good dribbler as well. We can see a player that could perhaps elevate his game to the next level. But when you think about it, Chelsea bringing in Kovacic isn't a bad move based on the fact that they're improving their quality in midfield. Bakayoko will probably go away on loan. It didn't work out for him at Chelsea. And now the question is, what are we going to get out of Kovacic? What can Sarri get out of Kovacic? And is he going to be the player that many people think he can be? Let me know what you guys think. Is Kovacic a good fit for Chelsea? Will he work out or will he be a flop? Meet me in the comments below. Don't forget I upload videos every day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that was your daily dose of the interviews.